Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your services. It is now officially Christmas Yuletide season. The season to eat, drink and be merry and have lots of fun. Yes, I know many of you started in November. That's wrong. December is Christmas time. And December has descended. And now the festive spirit is fully in function at the Kilt Mansion. Anyway folks, hope you're all doing very, very well. Now, I just set this whole thing up before, and my trusty old tripod with the ring light, right where you guys are, that ring light there, and I was just about to start, and the whole thing went and collapsed. It is now being held together by blue tack because all the little grips and the little twisty things, the screws, are all loose. They just spin round. It doesn't clamp anymore. So now it's blue tack again. This mansion is built with blue tack. I swear to God. Anyway, folks, long-standing viewers know that I have a huge playlist of music, which was living on my old PC. That old PC went and died, didn't it? Yeah, about 4 months ago now. And Mrs. Kilt-Man said, oh, well, we'll get a new one, don't worry. And we'll get everything off the hard drive, we'll get it converted, get it rescued and retrieved and put on the new system. I said, yeah, great. And then months went by, and we literally, every time, I'll put it in the diary because obviously I don't drive, and we had to go out. We had to go out to Curry's, PC World, Bromborough, miles away from here. And so each time she goes, oh, well, it's got to be a day where I'm not working, so fine, yeah, great. But every single time we arranged it, something else would crop up. Then Mrs. Kilt-Man would have to be elsewhere. So once again, it was postponed and delayed. And you know, I was fighting with little archaic bloody CD players. Some of them which were like dead picky. You put a CD in, no, don't write this one. No, it just said no, not playing it, no. Or error, which just shortens to ER, as in, no. But finally, last week, we ventured out there. We took the old PC with us in the hopes all the stuff would be taken off it, rescued. But sadly, the guy in charge of that side of things wasn't in that day, and you need to have him. Okay, well, while we're here, let's get a whole new PC then. So we did. And my son, the games designer, he said, here's all the spec and tech you need for it. It's going to be outstanding. You've got to get a tower system. They're better, they're more powerful, there's more you can do on them, better than a laptop. And we've got loads of laptops anyway, but that isn't the point. Make sure you get what you want. I said, well, okay, don't worry, we'll do it. So, even though we couldn't do the transfer of the old stuff onto the new one, we had to set it up. How long do you think that took? Busy shop. 4 hours. 4 hours sitting there while they were putting all the security devices on it and setting all our accounts up and all that. And the reason why it took as long as it did is because although you've got one guy who's like, I am working on your machine, I'm working for you, but everyone around, oh, can you just help us with this? Can you give us a hand with that? Oh, can you say this lady here? An issue with this. So he was forever going back and forth, and then he got replaced by someone else. Because he had like, oh, come back in half an hour because go and get some dinner or something. So we did. We went to Greg's and we got some festive pasties. We came back and there was no one there. They were all busy having their own lunch. Finally, a different guy comes. I'll take over from this now. I'll do it now. And he was good, but again, he was at the beck and call of everybody else. So hours later, oh God. And the point of this was, you know, I've got the ability to play my music. I can flick from one to another. I can compare and contrast. Do you think this sounds like this? Blah, 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 blah. All the things I used to do on the old system with great mega playlists and all that. Now that system has got a lot of rare things on it. Although I've transferred from scratch a lot of stuff off my phone because tons and tons and tons of stuff was on my phone. So I just literally plugged it in, transferred it all across. Vast library already there. And then all the things which were like on CD, which were on the hard drive of the old one, but not on this, I've put them on. Because this thing was meant to have an internal disk drive, which is a rarity now apparently. They said, well, you don't get them with that now. But the one you're after, it's high spec, it's got one. Well, guess what? The guy trying to install the whole thing, he presses the hard drive on the front there. It's not coming out. What's up with that? Unscrews it. He said, oh, shit, it's fake. There's no hard drive in it. But inside the box was the doings to put your own hard drive in there. Like I was going to do that. I said, well, it's a bloody good job that you found that, because we'd have took that home and I'd have been kicking it round the fucking mansion because, you promised me a hard drive, a disk drive. There isn't one there. So he went, look, don't worry. I'll go and get you an external one. And it's great. It plays everything. So you just plug and play. So that has been working overtime, sending across disc after disc after disc. So there's tons and tons of stuff on this. But there is still a lot of things on the old hard drive which I don't know if I can replace them. If they can't rescue that and I can transfer it across, because they might not be able to access it, the whole thing could be shot to hell for all I know. And if that's the case, then, oh dear, I've lost a lot of rare stuff. But that's a lesson for us all. You've got rare stuff. What did he always preach to you? Back stuff up, put it on disc, put it on a drive, just back your stuff up. And do you do it? Well, probably some of you do, but this numpty here always forgets. And then in your time of need, yeah, I'm going to have to go wanting, aren't I? So anyway, this arrived last week. We had a day where, when we come back that day, I said, I can't be arsed setting it up now. Can you remember all the things he said and blah, blah, blah. I think, no, let's just focus on it tomorrow. And as it turned out, we didn't do it the next day either. I became quite afraid of setting it up, thinking it's doomed. We bought all new speakers as well and a great big subwoofer. It's fucking powerful. And in the end, my son said, look, you go away. I'll do it for you. I'll set it up. Don't hover around looking over my shoulder. Just do one, will you? So I did. Where do you think I went? Well, obviously, I went to the pub, didn't I? And when I came back, ta-da! Well, I'm not going to show you it all, but you can probably see here what it all is. It's a TC1785 from Acer, but it's got all really ultra high, NASA high-end specifications. It's a powerhouse, a brute. We will never, never, never use it to its capacities and capabilities. Never going to do that. But all I want to do is just be able to play music on it, because this channel is devoted to playing the scores to the films I'm discussing. And now we can do it. And there's a bloody siren going off now. That wasn't part of my playlist. Anyway, cheers you all. Nice cup of tea again. No whiskey. I don't want to be drunk in charge of the new system. So I thought, well, I'm going to do a crash course of all the usual, the big hitters. Assault on Precinct 13, The Thing, Escape from New York. That was a very John Carpenter sort of big hit there, wasn't it? And all my favourite bits of music, which you've heard a million times. And I thought, well, hang on a minute. We've got these great Gary Kester, pictures, illustrations of composers, great movie composers. Gary Kester, wonderful. You've seen videos of me unboxing these fantastic prints, all sent by our good friend on the Emerald Isle, Captain Ronnie. Cheers, Captain. And so that had its own video a while ago. So I thought, I don't know what, I'll get that down. These are all great composers, the demigods of film composition, classical film scoring, and they're all dead. Sadly, they've all passed away. So I thought that'd be a great way to start off. Let's just do some music from all of these guys. And of course, then I thought, well, in the previous video, that's clearly what I did as well. But kind of impromptu, I would have thought. So anyway, I have compiled a little list. I haven't done an actual playlist on the system because although I'm getting all very technical now, aren't I? I always use this. Another bloody siren. What's going on? Are the peasants revolting? Well, they do tend to smell. On the old system, I had Windows Media Player. And I know that many, many platforms exist for storing your music and playing all your stuff. I know. But I like that one. And on this, it was different. It was what's it called? Let's have a look. Oh, Media Player. But it weren't the same. I thought, oh God, it's not transferring stuff over. Where's my library? And my Amazon Music. I've got tons of stuff on Amazon Music. My son brought all that across. And then I found, oh, you can go to Windows Media Player, Legacy, the original one. And it's great. And it's just like the old system. But what I forgot to do was actually make a playlist of all these things for this particular video. So we're going to have to do it bit by bit. So let's just go through who's on this. We go right the way back to Eric Wolfgang Korngold, Max Steiner, the godfather of movie scoring, Bernard Herrmann, Dmitri Tiomkin, Alex North, Henry Mancini, Miklos Rosa, Michael Kamen, Jerry Goldsmith, Elmer Bernstein, Basil Polidoris, Morris Jarre, John Barry, James Horner, Ennio Morricone, and Ryuichi Sakamoto. So I think we'll do it in reverse order. We'll start off with, because the way Gary's done this is it's the order in which they lived and died. So let's go on to the only piece of Ryuichi Sakamoto that I've got, and you can guess what it is. Oh, by the way, I was playing Lalo Schifrin's score for the Amityville Horror. No connection to any of this, just I had to put something on. And what I'm going to say as well is 80 watts on this system. It's a monster. It's really, really mega loud. And the speakers are that clear, and the sub is that good. I put the speakers in because you can put them anywhere, like, so a nice wide, sound stage. The sub is down there, but I've brought them in. I've condensed it down so you guys are going to get more of a musical wallop. But I'm not going to put it anywhere near where it can go to, because it'll make your ears bleed, let alone mine. Anyway, so Ryuichi Sakamoto. I probably will turn this up because this is very delicate. This, and of course, it's the obvious. It's Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, David Bowie, Tom Conti. A lovely, lyrical, gentle score, main theme. A delight for a film that's very tragic in many ways. There's something I need to learn about. Whenever you activate the volume thing, it goes boom. God. Now, I probably won't play all of the tracks that I've put on, because we'll be here all day. Beautifully melodic, very lyrical, very haunting. There's another siren. No, something's going on outside. They're going to come knocking on our door. I've had complaints from the neighbours. You're playing music too damn loud. Kilt-Man, we've warned you before about this. Hang on, is that Ryuichi Sakamoto? I love this track. Carry on, Kilt-Man. And even though it's a tower system, it's only small. That's like half the size of the old one, which was well, it was on the floor, so it was up here somewhere. And your stereo is wonderful. I mean, it should be activated, and it does seem to loop and do a figure eight musically around you. That's it, Ryuichi Sakamoto, and he lived from 1952 to 2023. And then, believe it or not, when we step backwards from him, we end up with El Maestro himself, Ennio Morricone. Oh yeah, this is lovely. There's more sirens. Folks, just 1 second. Something's going on. wherever it is, it's not in the immediate vicinity. It's across the moat, so but they've swept up from this card and they've spun off. That's about 3 or 4 police cars now. And that ain't the record. Okay. So Morricone now. I mean, okay. Oh dear, I adore this. Discussed this many times. The spaghetti western scores that Morricone delivered. And of the Dollars trilogy, I prefer this main theme to the first one, A Fistful of Dollars. I love the watch chimes from A Few Dollars More. I love everything about The Good, the Bad and the Ugly score. But there's something really effortlessly cool about this. The vocals, the percussion, the chime. It just brings in more elements. Gong. Someone flicking a tooth. Someone farting in the background. You just bring it in. This is a complete score for Fistful of Dollars. There's many versions available. I've got several of them. This has been rescored. You're getting that sub, aren't you? I've got several subwoofers in this house, including the Husky. Got 2 BK monoliths in the movie room. To be honest, we don't even use them anymore because they're that powerful. It's just gorgeous. Getting some welly off that now. I mean, using human voices as orchestration, as instruments, is another great piece. This is after our boy's been tortured and he's gonna get out the wine cellar and crawl to safety. Body's done in. Clint in all his movies, all his classic movies, his heroes get this shit kicked out of them and they have a resurrection. It's a very common theme throughout Italian movies anyway. Batter the hero and then he comes back for vengeance. Then Clint took that on to Dirty Harry and other movies of his. You get beaten up badly and have to come back. This is gorgeous, this, the way it just builds and he's crawling. Slow martial beat. I can't find the bastard, can I? Oh, where's that gone? And the reason why I can't find it is because it's actually under its original Italian title. And I can't find it. Oh, we are. Oh, no, that's not it. Oh, you're joking. The whole point of getting this system is I could just flick from one to the other, and now you see it's user error. Oh, bollocks to it. Let's do the obvious then. There's so much Morricone here, and I just... Oh yeah, aha. Still gotta go to it. This is a sweeping, beautiful, epic score to a film that gets really massively overlooked. Michael Caine, David Warner, based on Peter Benchley's book, The Island. It was a toss-up between playing this or his score for Orca. I'm not ready to play that through this. Eda Del Orso's amazing vocals will just break my heart asunder. This is the main theme. Morricone wouldn't score to the movie itself. Give me a script. Let me know about the characters, tell me the story, and I'll make the film in my own head, and I'll compose to the imagery and the emotions that I feel from what you told me about it. Of course, these are pirates who've lasted, these buccaneers who are raiding and killing people who have passed their Caribbean island, their lost Caribbean island. And Michael Caine ends up there with his son and does battle with them. It's beautiful. It does feel maritime, like you're buoyed across the waves, but it's not turbulent, like they've been through hell. It's a blood-curdlingly violent movie. Axes in heads and stuff. People getting garroted with like what, cheese wire, blood spurting everywhere. Oh, and then people getting machine gun with a 50 caliber. Oh, God, it's a bloodlust. Knives and stuff going in. Oh, because the pirates are bloody horrible. Oh, is it this? Suspense, but there is some pulsating stuff here. And weird sort of 16th, 17th century style percussive tracks, like the Isle of Tortuga sort of thing. Just pirates jamming, pots and pans. Morricone would do very seemingly simplistic refrains and riffs, which would just be endlessly repetitive, but over the course of minute after minute after minute, they do build to something. Case in point being his score for the Richard Keel sci-fi Star Wars rip-off, The Humanoid, which is just basically one piece of music and then just variations on it. Now in the film, I don't know where this bit of music comes in. I really don't. I haven't seen it for a while, to be honest. Part of me thinks it actually isn't in the film itself, but he composed it for the movie. playing, I should be able to try and find. Aha! Now I found it. What I was looking for to begin with. Right. Okay, alright, we've done that now. Now we're going to move on to Giallo, courtesy of Dario Argento, and The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. But listen to this. Again, lullaby, like Leo Schifrin with Amityville Horror. This is pure Euro 60s Summer of Love style, but with a dark slant to it, a wistful sense of tragedy. It's not a horror track. The film is a horror film, but this title track isn't like that. Listen to that. And then when the music kicks in, it's pure hippie. At least those sirens have stopped, eh? Flashing blue lights. Wow. SWAT team comes crashing through. And not for the first time. Only Morricone could do this, using voices as a musical canvas. And there's variations of this main theme running throughout. A bit more up tempo. It's very, very sort of Mamas and Papas, isn't it? You know. Come on. I'm not sure what they're using there, whether it's those glass rods, you can tinkle about with them. Just people just go, they're just chimes, Kilt-Man. It's different types. This is the glistening quality to it. Now, is this the one that kicks in fully? Because I see there's several different versions of this track. Guy on the bass guitar just like that. Come on, can I do a bit more than just boom? I said we beard all day. Come on. You've got the point. You've got the gist. What's this one then? A bit of a giveaway, isn't it? Just achingly gorgeous, so delicate and yet immensely powerful at the same time. I'm getting misty eyed already. That's the power of Morricone's music. you think you're tough. You think I can take anything. Yeah, shoot me, stab me, glass me. I've had all that, by the way. I can take anything. But then suddenly you hear this, and you just crumble like a straw man. The point was to try to show this off a bit more. How to kill the moment. And the thing is, Eda Del Orso's voice can just suddenly, it's in the stratosphere. Henry Fonda as a bad guy with those blue eyes, kills a family. Charles Bronson, harmonica. Fantastic film. It's one of those films that, whereas I can watch the Dollars trilogy anytime and in any order, and I can dip in, dip out. Once upon a Time in the West, I've got to prepare myself for it. It's nowhere near as action-packed as the other movies, but it's beautiful, it's poetic, it's disturbing, it's enigmatic. But I can't just relax and soak it in. I've got to really be in the right frame of mind to watch this movie. If I let rip with this, there'd be birds, flocks of birds dropping from the skies, with their wings over their ears. I can turn it off. I'm trying to migrate here. Okay. You need to be a fair bit for Morricone, and obviously. I've told this story a million times that John Carpenter gets the money finally to, I don't need to do the soundtrack myself. I can farm it out to a proper composer, not just me, because I'm cheap and on time. And, well, who's you on then? Oh, the greatest composer of all time. A wish list would be, top of it would be Ennio Morricone. Right, you've got him. And Morricone listens to a bit of John Carpenter stuff. I'm like, right, okay, I'll do it in his style. So Carpenter gets this back and he's like, did I do this? It's just one of my beats. It's one of my rhythms. But of course it works. A lot of Morricone stuff for the thing didn't work. It's not in the, it's on this, but it's not in the movie, thankfully. Again, I always say this, I love Morricone stuff. Il Maestro, of course, but because he wasn't watching the film, he could come up with things which he thought would work, but very clearly didn't. And a fair chunk of the stuff he come up with for the thing was wisely excised, never got in there. Right, look, we need to get on. Who's next? Who's next? James Horner. Oh God, another one who's going to break your heart. What did I put down for him? I'm not going to go too far onto but you've got to have this. Not going Braveheart, not going down that road. But again, Horner, yes, everyone goes, oh, he just plagiarised himself and all the classical composers. And he had his danger motif and all that. I adore James Horner. Composers should stay in their little editing suite and their in the auditorium and compose and conduct. Stop flying planes. You can't do it. You can't multitask. If he was there with his fucking baton trying to fly around the mountains. James. I remember when the news broke that James Horner had died. It upset me far more than Princess Diana dying, or even when Father Ted died. That was heartbreaking enough. But James Horner going, I literally collapsed. I was like, no, that's so many years ahead of him. It's cruel, of course, but you knew that. Pomp and ceremony. This is almost like Corngold, who of course is on this list as well. It's very regal and it's 1950s swashbuckling stuff. Big orchestra, lots of power and depth to it. Beautiful melody. You could work in every genre. In fact, let's go on and prove that. I mean, this is sci-fi, but it's fantasy. It might as well be like pageantry. It has lots of scary, eerie moments and thunderous action, but it's wonderful, sort of surging, fanfaric sort of main title. Enough. Commando. I say again, Commando. Wait for my signal. How do I know? Because all fucking hell is gonna break loose. Stay downwind of them. Air current, pick them off. Downwind? You think I could smell them coming? I did. Steel drums, and drum machines, drum pads, reggae, urban funk, you know. He's gone straight from like classical to this. And he did a fair bit of this. Obviously with 48 Hours, it sounds very similar. Gorky Park, Red Heat, all very similar sort of sound. But this is like Calypso Commando. And there's, what's her face, little, God, I forgot the girl's name now. Coming up behind him, you sees her in the axe. I surrender. And then they go and meet Bambi. So after this muscular sort of calypso stuff, and it's father and daughter putting ice creams in each other's faces. She gives him that big bussy and he goes, "What's in this? You don't want to know." Why don't they just call him Girl George? You'll cut out all the confusion, I think. I mean, beautiful. Yeah. Up in the lovely mountain air. Pine trees everywhere. Raccoons and squirrels. Grizzly bears. And terrorist assassins as well. Okay, yeah, you've had the nice lyrical bit. Now we're going to go straight back into. Should we suit up and go to war? Yeah. Little dinghy, just rowing there, packs are going. And that steel drum band just happens to be floating nearby. the beach in your Speedos. Your Austrian oak budgie smugglers. This is the montage here. Face paint. Thing is, he's put the combat vest on, the ammo carrying vest, before he puts the camo cream on. And when he takes it off, he's got camo cream underneath. How do you do that? Okay. Right. And yeah, of course. Loves his anvils, does James Horner. I mean, imagine like at the dinner table, with this knife and fork going bang, bang, bang. James, we just eat the fucking food. Bang, 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 bang. Spuds flying everywhere, peas right across the table. There's nowhere near any volume on this, by the way. But you haven't got to stay for this, by the way. You know, this is just me luxuriating the fact I can do this again now. This is me trying to get to the bar on Christmas Day, and then it's all the seasonal drinkers come out. You throw one over your shoulder. 2 large whiskies, please. Bag of pork scratchings. So, bit of Horner bombast. Who's next? I do believe it's John Barry. It's John Barry. What did I put down for John Barry? Okay, let's have a little look, shall we? John Barry, again spanning every damn decade going. And very powerful, exciting action stuff, jazzy stuff, battle stuff, and also heartbreaking stuff. So let's, okay. A tribal element, it's King Kong, of course it is. You knew it was going to be King Kong. It's a big score for this movie. It's one of my favourite scores of all time. I'm going to avoid the heartbreaking element to it. I don't think I could go through that. But again, the percussion's fantastic. And there is like there is a motif at play. It's the tribe are making this sound. They've got the drums going, the wood block and all that. They're pounding away and chanting. But it's cool. You know, logs and stuff being hammered, weird horns and woodwinds, flutes and whistles. There's something primal about that. Archaic. Something lost in time, as indeed Skull Island has been. A bit like the island for Michael Caine and the Pirates. Jessica Lange's going to be tied up out there. You're going to hear poof, poof. That's a bloody big ape. Heads their way, looking for his nubile young feast. Blonde. There is an element of fate which Barry brings in. One, two, three. We're in the fourth one. There's loads more to do. I think you got Fred Wilson, who's the head of Petrox, who's brilliant. All hail the power of Kong and Petrox. And then he gets squashed under a great big ape foot. Okay, see, there's a sense of fate coming in, but this isn't going to end well. Once he sees Beauty, the beast has but one dead. I don't know if you're getting that. That is Kong coming towards us. But enough. I said I wouldn't go into the heartbreak, but that church organ. The way it echoes. You go from all that stark power to this. See, there was a side to John Barry which always said something happened in the 70s which changed his style, and he embraced the melancholy, and it fed into all his scores, even the later Bond scores. Like, look at Moonraker, you know, and Octopussy. There's a deeper, more passionate sense of like tragedy. Even the score for what's that Stallone thing with Sharon Stone, The Specialist, god awful film. James Woods is great in it, but the sex scene between the ogre that is Stallone and Sharon Stone. But John Barry's score, for once in his scoring career, I don't think fits the film at all, because it's like this. It's passionate and slower and more with a sense of doom. It's bigger than the rather naff action movie which The Specialist really is. Can't watch the film, but can listen to the score. And the black hole, you know, a Star Wars type movie. Well, they came up with it before Star Wars came out, but you know, discussed the black hole many times. And his music for that, again, there's heroic stuff in it, but it's slower. But there is a sense of doom-laden mystery and a sense of fate. genius. No surprise that he come to do Dances with Wolves, you know, which we should play a bit up. So, all right. Let's see what else we've got for John. We've got tons of John Barry. Let's go for. Again. This is from the first time he brought the 007 theme into a James Bond story, which is From Russia with Love. And I've said many times, this will be playing at my funeral. This is my dirge. You'll hear me on the inside of the coffin. All the congregation will be doing that. There'll be a squad of huskies which will be carrying the coffin. The priest will be in a tuxedo with a vodka martini, shaken, not stirred. Mission in progress, Morse code style, staccato stabbing. It's so effortlessly fucking cool. Yes, you're being shot at, but you're impervious. With this playing in your ears, you're indestructible. You can have your eyes shut, you still hit every bad guy going. It's so beautiful. It's only in 5 Bond movies as well. I mean, No Time to Die, they missed a trick by being such a referential Bond, basically sort of the end of Daniel Craig's Bond, but we're going to pay homage to all the best Bonds in the past, namely On Her Majesty's Secret Service, which doesn't feature this music at all, incidentally. But I think they should have put this in there. Yeah, I can't play a trumpet. That was a bottle of whiskey. Okay. Okay. And a bit more of John Barry. Zulu! That's not a very good recording, that. Bollocks to that. Let's get a bit of... There you go. Zulu's going to converge on Rogue's Drift. Stanley Baker. Michael Caine back again. Michael Caine's here as well. This is mixed quite low. This is an old recording. Not much music in Zulu. Epic film. A very small score. But this. And they were like the 34th Wessex. They weren't the South Wales borderers. They didn't get called that until after this battle, this campaign. The strings just seem to swell. Hold them! Hold them! Front rank, fire! Rear rank, fire! Rank, fire! Centuries are coming. They put Zulus to the southwest. Thousands of them. Okay, alright. While I work out the next person. The Lion in Winter. John Barry again. Who's next? Oh God. Morris Shaw. God, we've hardly done any at all. We're going to be here for hours and hours. Right, I'm going to have to speed on, folks. Right, Morris Shaw. What did I put? Oh, well, very obviously, we're going to have deserts. Lawrence of Arabia. I'm the man that broke the bank of Monte Carlo. Morris Shaw, sort of very brash musical sensibility. A lot of people don't like his stuff, but this evoked, you know, the desert, Arabia, and you know, British empirical style, pomp, and the renegade maverick attitude of Lieutenant T.E. Lawrence, Peter O'Toole, of course. And this is, God, how gorgeous is that? When you go out to North Africa, I've been several times, the first thing, the sand dunes, that is what played in my head. It's just beautiful. I was going to play Enemy Mine as well, but that's not here. I haven't put it on. So, we'll go from one desert to another. I'm very flushed of face. I don't even see that. It's both sides as well. I'm a bit unhappy about that. And I know it's Christmas time, and it should have Santa's ruddy cheeks. And my dad, Big Kill Papa, had a face like that as well, and it looks like I'm going the same way. Although the general consensus would appear to be that it's alcohol related. Yeah, it's with Mad Max Beyond Thunderdip, but you guessed that, didn't you? The didgeridoo kind of gave that away. I love his Bartertown theme. Yeah, let's get onto that. Again, you've got anvils, you've got all sorts of metallic stuff. Rocks and big bass drums and all sorts of ethnic, you know, tribal percussive elements. If you can hit it and get a noise out of it, use it. It's a wonderful score. It's really out there. Showcases all that Morris Shaw could do. It's big, it's epic, it's sweeping. It's fun as well, it's different. Turn it out a little bit. Like the Lost theme. Children of the crack in the earth coming to find a new civilization, new society, find somewhere they can call home. But then you get a little bit of this builds. This is the big chase. stabbing on the piano, just ding, ding, and probably in an off-tune piano. They probably loosen the strings a bit, or even remove some strings, so they can just smash it down with the forearm. And only half of them are going to play discord and jangle. Brass there. It's a fat noise. It's fat. Said many times, like in an orchestra like this, playing this, you must be loving it. Fucking hitting things, big bass drum, bang, 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 metal percussion, bang, 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 yeah. Kilt-Man, stop playing with that didgeridoo. I mean, and it does build up, but we can't linger. We're going to go on to Basil Polydorus. I think he is next. Where are we? Basil. Of course, Conan, but I'm going to pick something else, I think. Well, let's stick with the desert for the time being, and an Australian feel. You already know where I'm going, don't you? Don't you? It's Quigley Down Under. Tom Selleck in the relocated western against Alan Rickman in one of his great villainous roles. And this has got loads of swagger to it. It's like a one-man band. See, it's off kilter, it's fun, it's eccentric. Banjo, fiddle, and that kind of like queasy brass. It's like drunk, isn't it? Like get these speakers further apart. The stereo is really good on this. Here's a western sort of theme. This is very Elmer Bernstein in its style. And this basically is the theme for Matthew Quigley, who was the American sharpshooter who had been hired by Alan Rickman to kill Aborigines. He doesn't like the idea of that, so he fights back. To this now. It is just a one-man band. The cymbals on the knees. A clarinet up your arse. A pair of castanets on your castanets. Goes into the romantic theme, but we're not going to play that. We're going to play Robocop, Basil Polydorus again. Rock Shop. Love this track. I mean, that's Mickey Mouse to Robo bursting in to Clarence's warehouse. Clarence Bodiger. It's action, but it's heroic, but it's gorgeous at the same time. And you've got that sort of electronic sort of element, because he is a robot. I've turned this down a bit too quiet. That should be wow. Listen to the glistening effect. Not glistening, sort of whirlwind, whippoorwill. Perfect, isn't it? It's strutting stuff. I'm not going to do cone because we've been there many times. So instead we'll go just one more for him. Starship Troopers. And the track Bugs! I actually had a mug of tea before I did this, as I was trying to set up and the whole thing collapsed. And then I've had that one. Yeah, dying for the best now, aren't I? It's all like suspense. What's out there? Great big arachnids. And again, it's like Rorke's Drift. They based the Whiskey Outpost, Whiskey again, sequence on Rorke's Drift and Zulu. Symbols. So you love that metallic sound. Time's getting on and that dog needs to go out. You've got that surging sort of stampede, which is what's coming at them. You see the ones that can fly, they come whisking in at the sky, whoosh, decapitating the Starship Troopers, the Roughnecks. Who's next? It's Elmer Bernstein. Not Elmer. Right. I know. What the hell is it? Had to be, didn't it? John Sturges, Magnificent Seven. Of course, he also did The Great Escape for John Sturges, with half the same cast as well. Elmer Bernstein was a master of dramas, thrillers, but westerns, and obviously war movies as well. And this is so uplifting, it's so brazen. But we're only going to do this one. I'm going to have to like cut them. Sorry, the rest of you lot, you have to be cut short. The music is what provides the action for Magnificent Seven, because it's quite a static film. Yes, there's a couple of gunfights in it, but they're not that good. And it's been a complaint about the movie when people revisit it or see it for the first time with modern ideas. It's like they go, wow, it's not that action-packed. No, it isn't. And the music makes you think it's faster than it actually really is on screen. It's so effortlessly ebullience. You'll get Calvader's theme, because Eli Wallach. But Elmer, oh, I've got my, talk amongst yourselves. Oh, I didn't do it, did I? Damn it. Okay. True Grit, John Wayne. The pace that kills. He's got to take, the girl's been bitten by a snake, so he's got John Wayne, Rooster Cogburn, with one eye. He's got to ride in the wilderness to get her to a doctor. He'll stop along the way to hijack a wagon. This is fast. Bernstein could do this. He'd do sci-fi as well. He'd do American Werewolf and Thriller. Well, he didn't do the Michael Jackson bit, but he did the scary music for the video for that. John Wayne's magnificent in this movie. I can't tank of sod that is Rooster Cogburn, Marshall. This little bridge here. And then suddenly of course, Horse Blackie dies with the strain of it all, and he ends up carrying her like. I'm not finished yet. Right, we're moving on to shit. Where are we? Jerry, I forgot we go. I think we're going from the top to the bottom. We're going from the bottom to the top. It's Jerry Goldsmith. Yeah, Jezza. Christ, what are we going to do? Oh, this is easy, isn't it? How easy could this possibly be? There's more Jerry Goldsmith music on this than anybody else. And you watch it, I can't find any of it now. Diddly-diddly-dee. Oh, Johnny Rambo. We're not going to do much. It's going to be little snapshots of each. I'm afraid I spent too long on the early portion. Easy now, partner. We're just going to shave you. Damn, this boy's hard to get a hold of. What's wrong with you? Can't you see this guy's crazy? Can't you see I don't give a shit? Take it easy, partner. Just gonna shave you. in a flashback to the Viet Cong cell that he was in, hung up, bayonet across his chest. Vámonos Sancho. Rambo's gonna make his getaway. Come on, come on. Ooh, a kidney, right in the kidneys. What the hell is Go, don't shoot these people down there. Look at him, easy. And I put down everything, like all the Rambos, The Edge, oh yeah, Legend, Lonely Are the Brave. Well, let's do it. That's Kirk Douglas from a 1960s adventure drama. He plays a modern day cowboy who breaks into a jail to rescue his friend, but his friend doesn't go with him. So he escapes, and Walter Matthau and the police go after him, and it is a prototype for First Blood. It's very, very similar. I mean, Goldsmith must have had massive deja vu when scoring First Blood, thinking, I've done this before. Because the same thing has happened. He takes out a helicopter as well, and he's just going to try to get over the mountains on his horse, but let's get to it. What's it fucking called? Lonely Are the Brave, that's it. Jesus Christ. Jay Goldsmith again. Whiskey, his horse, is frightened by traffic. Throughout the entire film, you've seen this truck driver getting his haul ready and then going to a dine and then driving down the lanes and the roads and the highways. And in a big rainstorm, when finally our boy gets over the hill, and it's night time, he's almost got away with it, but the horse, Whiskey, just panics in the middle of the road, and everyone's honking the horns, and then you get clipped. Kirk Douglas sails off into the side, on the side of the road, but the truck hits Whiskey, and he's in such a state of shock, and they find him. But Walter Matthau's learned to, like Teasel and Rambo, it's a bit of a softer version than that. Like, they have respect for each other, and like Walter Matthau's like, he goes, "Is this the guy you're looking for?" And he goes, "I can't tell." He lets him off with it, basically. But while he's lying there in the rain and all the passers-by are trying to, wrap him up and wait for the paramedics, he hears Whiskey, his best friend, getting shot to put it out of its agony. And just Kirk Douglas's face, he doesn't speak during this entire sequence. He's talked, wisecracked, and had loads of fun throughout all the movie. Got the great George Kennedy in there as well, playing a sadistic jailer who beats the crap out of Kirk Douglas. But it's half drama and then half adventure movie. This is them getting hit by the truck. And he is an army veteran as well, so he can live off the land. And he's a cowboy, he's been out in the wilds. He doesn't really do towns and people that well. He has a fight with a guy with one arm. So they make him tie his arm, one arm behind his back, a barroom brawl. He does this so he can get himself in prison, so he can spring his mate. This is the horror, like lying in the road in the rain. And you can hear whiskey in pain. Move it along a bit. This is becoming a massive whistle stop tour now, hasn't it? But we've got to do it. More horses. In the rain, it's beginning to piss down outside now. You can hear that, can't you? You know what it is. It's Goldsmith and horses again. The final conflict, Omen 3. Sam Neill as Damien, the Antichrist. This is the fox hunting sequence where the mad monks are trying to trap Damien and it all goes horribly wrong for them. And they get done in. What's this? Goldsmith surging with the orchestra. That's the main theme, playing over an action equestrian track of pure exhilaration. There's a sort of a mimic of the fox hunter's horn call. I hate those people. I do. But it's still surprisingly upbeat, despite the Omen theme coming in. And you've got that. You've got that momentum. You've actually got a ferocious downpour taking place now as well. Just to add, you've had police sirens, now we've got the elements. What's next? The sound of the toilet flushing when I have to go, because I have to go very soon. Didn't think this through very well at all, did I? You've got that giddy momentum, that galloping sense. But that's enough. That's enough. That's enough of that. Who's next? It's Michael Kamen, Robin Hood, Lethal Weapon. There you go. Lethal Weapon it is. And of course, Highlander. Where the hell is Elle? God damn it. Okay. Lethal Weapon. Michael Kamen also scored part of Life Force with Henry Mancini, who I think is actually next. No, he's not. He's next but one. But here's Mad Martin Riggs. Mel Gibbo giving it loads. Just got out the nightclub. Mr. Joshua, Gary Busey's legged it down the corridor and then gone round the corner. And Martin Riggs can't even see, but puts his Beretta around the corner and just goes. Anyone could have been there. Anyone. But it's a great escape scene though. Save it, son. There's no more heroes left in the world. And then Gibbo comes in with a henchman's body over his back, fucking throws it, beats all the shit out of everyone. With capoeira, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, gets his guns, and then legs it down Hollywood Boulevard, chasing Mr. Joshua, who's hijacked the car, commandeered it. And it's very similar sound to Die Hard, which of course Michael Kamen composed for as well. Modern, urban, still a big orchestra, but a much more sort of rock and roll style. Of course, you're running across a bridge, jumping down, gets hit by a taxi. Stop this son of a bitch! Gibbo's like fucking gone crazy. But a different side. Oh, wow. Not that. What the hell is it? Highlander. Some idiots took the track titles off it. And that idiot would be me. It is beautiful, sort of Celtic, pastoral music for Highlander, for the earlier, in the past, in the 15th century. Conor MacLeod, the Clan MacLeod. Oh fuck! And I'm actually wearing the right tartan as well, and didn't do that on purpose. There is the MacLeod. That's the tartan that he wears. That Christopher Lambert wears. Lambert. A French Canadian playing a Scotsman. A Scotsman playing a Spanish Egyptian. But you get that sense of the glens, the mountains, the lochs, the midges. One thing about the Highlands, fucking midges. Beautiful, isn't it? I mean, it makes you want to run up and down mountains in your kilt, waving a big sword around, a little sword flapping about between your legs, and then running off a promontory into a lake. Oh, splash! And we see straight to the Nakatomi Plaza. Christmassy? Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker! I mean, Kamen there's a Western feel to this because, Americans all are like, well, this time Gary Cooper does not walk into the sunset with Grace Kelly. Or whatever the hell he fucking says. I can't remember now. I was always kind of partial to Roy Rogers myself. Come down to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs. But again, like Michael Kamen, because he worked a lot with pop stars as well, and did a lot of contemporary pop music. So it reflects in his scoring as well. Oh, this is great though. Send in the car. Send in the car. See, there's little elements of the Wild West creeping in. As a stuntman and actor extraordinaire, Al Young, who from Big Trouble in Little China and from many other movies, of course. Like, he keeps seeing all the candy bars. He's like, and each time he cuts him, he's eating a different one. You're getting a bit of the sub on that. I've turned it down again, like. Perfect. Right. That's you gone, mate. Miklos Rosa. Miklos Rosa. Now, a lot of his scores haven't seemed to have made it across, but let's see what we have got. Yeah, we have got Eye of the Needle. I won't linger on this. That's not to say that it's not very good, but it is. It's great, but Donald Sutherland, Kate Nelligan, spies and counter spies and deceit, lies and deception. So this is Miklos Rosa. I wanted to play his score for Golden Voyage of Sinbad, and can I find it? Very classical sort of composer, without a doubt. But there's a nice playfulness to this score. Bit of stealth going on, bit of creeping around, covert discoveries. This is the Eye of the Needle. But we got the Roy Scheider thriller, Last Embrace. Someone at the door. Is Last Embrace. Just one second. No, we're not interested in anyone cleaning our windows. God. Oh, Windows 11. This operating system is Windows 11. Right. It's nicely fully symphonic. It's also very old school. It's nocturne. Nice, sort of shivery in the clarinet there. Some shivery strings, nice bit of woods coming in. Oh, it's lovely that, isn't it? I love the clarinet. It can be high, it can be low, it can be everything in between, and it can come round the back and surprise you. It's just very similar to Golden Voyage of Sinbad in its stylistic noodlings. It's a composer's turn. God, you've had it all today, haven't you? People knocking at the door, sirens, rainstorms, giant apes walking down the corridor. Right, that's Miklos Rosa. Now we're going to go on to Henry Mancini, the guy that did Breakfast at Tiffany's and the Pink Panther theme. Let's have a listen to that. Let's see if we can find that. Oh, don't tell me I didn't put that on here. I mean, jazzy, cool, effortless, addictive, and very pink. And what's playing now? Clarinet. Oh, sometimes bassoon sounds very similar to it as well. Oh, you clarinet and bassoon players out there are going like, what? We sound nothing at all alike. And then the oboe players go, well, actually, I sound like both of you. It's so cool, isn't it? But that's Mancini for you. That is great, isn't it? Little hairy thing that he used to go across the drum with. I don't know what that is. But as exciting as that is, it's nothing compared to something which no one expected him to do. And shit, where is it now? But he would do Life Force as well for Toby Hooper and Canon Films. I've reviewed it many times, done a commentary track for it as well. But along with Michael Kamen, again, they scored Life Force, and it's creepy, it's sci-fi, it's weird, it's lush, it's also very strange and eerie, a complete departure for like the likes of Mancini. And he came up with this for the main title and the end title theme. Genre score lovers, boing. Surging, mate. It's really a big, massive fanfare. Ah, nice pastoral. And then you're back into it. Big, and it's not. I love the film, and I love it because of this theme as well. It's one of the main reasons. One of the great ingredients of this movie is its score and this theme. But this theme really doesn't fit the movie itself. And then. Happy and harmonious. Nothing to see here. No nudie nude French ladies wandering around London in the all together. No big space vampires and hordes of zombies. No, just lovely. Ah, Hyde Park. Lovely. In the morning mist and dew. But between you and me, it's space invasion stuff. You got Captain Kane of the SAS. And that's it. Right, we've done you Mancini. Alex North is next. Alex North. Right then. Right. A very sort of Marmite composer, Alex North. A lot of people don't like his style because it's really out there. This is old school Alex North. This is Spartacus for Kubrick and Kirk Douglas again. It's great. It's a fabulous. Spartacus is a wonderful movie. This is the overture. It's big. It's fucking huge. You couldn't get bigger than this. There's like 55,000 people in the orchestra. More than any Roman legion. And here's a husky dog now, saying it's time for me to go out, Dad. God, it's action-packed here, isn't it? Right. And Viridia's theme. Gene Simmons. Electrifyingly gorgeous. We are going to power through these now. Sweetly beautiful. Very earnest. Very fragile. Again, our love with Spartacus is doomed. Even though he's the one that doesn't say I'm Spartacus at the end, everyone else does. He still gets crucified. He would do Cleopatra as well. A lot of big sweeping epics. Kubrick would throw out his entire score for 2001: A Space Odyssey and replace it all with genuine classical music. But we're going to play just a slightly different taste. Alex North again. Dragon Slayer. Again, another film I've covered. I've covered all these films, I'm sure. Again, very archaic, very ancient sounding, very distant, dissonant, frightening, agitated. It's jagged, and primal. And the greatest screen dragon ever to breathe fire. Vermithrax pejorative. Genuinely terrifying, beastie. Some moments of comedy in there, light relief, as it were. But it's a dark Disney movie. I mean, you've got a princess getting eaten. the dragonettes, the young baby dragons, are eating it. You've got a priest getting flambéed. I've opened that back door for the dog and it's fucking freezing. doing its business. I'm sure you wanted to know that. That's Dragon Slayer, that's Alex North. Now we're on to Dmitry Tiomkin. The great Dmitry Tiomkin. Right. What's this? It's not monkeys. It does sound like it then.
Do not forsake me, oh my darling.
High noon.
On this our wedding day. Do not forsake me, oh my darling. Wait, wait, Lord. The noonday train will break.
Gary Cooper. He's got a face. The gang who's coming to town to take him out. Will anyone help me? No! No one's going to help him at all. Only his wife, who was turning her back on him because of the violent ways. But she will actually come to his rescue at the end. A classic, classic western. Tiomkin would do a lot of historical epics as well. The fall of the Roman Empire, and something just bit me on the back of the head. See, it's pissing down. It's not that cold, even though I said it's cold. It's actually quite mild for December. So there's bloody midges out in that vast forest at the back of our mansion. See, it's all like ticking clocks down, waiting for high noon. Right, just gotta leave town, just leave town. I can't. It's my duty. It's my job. I've got this star for a reason. But not gonna linger on that because there's something far better as far as I'm concerned, which means a lot more to me. If I can find the bloody thing. Dmitry Tiomkin and The Thing from Another World, 1951. Christian Nyby, Howard Hawks, Kenneth Tobey, Margaret Sheridan, Douglas Spencer, James Arness as a big alien, and he brought in the theremin, Dmitry Tiomkin. Again, this is an archaic recording here. And the whole thing revolves around Crew Chief Bob. He makes everything that happens in that movie is because of him. I've done a video on it. He is the hero, but he's also the guy that fucking starts it. If he hadn't thought of the electric blanket, then Corporal Barnes wouldn't have put it on the frozen block of ice now, would he? And the thing wouldn't have defrosted. But Crew Chief Bob also saves the day as well. Right, I'm shutting that back door now. What are you looking at? But they find the flying saucer in the ice. Hey everyone, I'm going to try and spread out, try and figure out the size and shape of this thing. Why, it's almost the perfect, it's round. We finally found one. We found a flying saucer. That's the theremin, electronic instrument, metal rods. And you don't touch it, you manipulate the sound waves by just caressing, it looks wrong that, doesn't it? By caressing the air around the rod. It takes an expert to do it properly. And of course, they use thermite bombs, then blow the whole friggin' thing up. The same year as this, you had The Day the Air Stood Still with Bernard Herrmann composing, and he brought in the theremin as well. Right. Brilliant. Here's some more theremin overkill. I mean, it does sound like that female vocalist Eda Dell'Orso, who worked for Ennio Morricone. It's got that kind of, you know, going over the tops. This is the severed arm of the thing. Grows another one, don't worry. And they're analysing it, and it's just dead on the table like that. It's got thorns for knuckles, thorn fingered. But that's the knuckles. It comes back to life, having ingested blood from the husky dogs. Oh, don't listen. The huskies are sitting down there now. But that's the knuckles rapping on the table. Bit of Mickey Mousing. Right. That's Tomkin done. And now it is Bernard Herrmann. God, I mean, the amount of stuff that Bernard Herrmann can come up with. So what we're going to do here, something a bit of, you know, bombast. For one of the Harryhausen movies, let's have a little look at, yeah, let's do. They end up on a desert island. They've escaped from the American Civil War in a hot air balloon, been blown to buggery by a big storm, crash landed there. There's giant creatures on that island, but not very exciting ones. A bee, giant bees. There's a giant chicken as well, like, and a giant crab. And there's pirates, and there's Captain Nemo as well. Herbert Lom playing Captain Nemo in a big seashell conch shell. Couldn't say that. Conch shell, deep seas. Don't know how he manages to breathe through that, but he does. On the seabed with his spear and his great big shell on his back. How's that bringing oxygen? I don't know how that works. Or is there a bellows underneath and he's recycling his own air? I don't know. But giant bee, listen. I mean, you definitely get the impression this is a bee. Bzzz. Then it seals in the good-looking ones in a honeycomb, and they have to burn their way out by melting the wax. Nice. What you have. He conjures up the storm and the clouds they're getting blown through in their escape. And you get this surging, billowing, orchestral swamp of noise. And definitely you feel like you're hanging onto the ropes, whoa, in your big basket. Been in a hot air balloon, me and Mrs. Kilt-Man, for our joint birthday. And we travelled quite some distance. It was incredible, but it's scary because, oh, it's beautiful, don't get me wrong. One of the things that I was astounded by, because it was Liverpool, well, it was on this side of the Mersey, and we went over the Mersey and right across Liverpool and right out. We covered quite a hell of a distance, and it was beautiful weather as well. But the amount of fires you saw in people's houses going across Liverpool, fires just everywhere. An arsonist's dream, but the frightening thing is, because it was so peaceful and hypnotic, the temptation to climb up and just step out was really, really strangely almost overpowering. Mrs. God had to hold me back a few times. I've had that before as well, where I've been on the edge of a cliff and it's been a lovely day, not thousands of feet up, but bloody high up, and there's the clouds there, and you're like, this is so beautiful. Just want to just float out there, you know. That triumvirate of clash and cymbals and bash crash. It's brilliant. And of course, I didn't put Jason the Argonauts on, did I? No, I didn't. However, we do have another classic, probably a very cliched piece of Ben and Herman, but what the hell. Psycho. It's very urgent, this. It's every time I hear this track, Prelude, and you do hear it a couple of times, like, it seems to get faster all the time. And a lot of the Psycho score is it's apprehensive and suspenseful and sort of quiet underscore, but with tones of disquiet. But this, it's just relentless. Bates Motel and the house on the hill, the strange proprietor, Lipton's tea, mother, and lots of taxidermiized animals. It's a great horror score. It's very dramatic, very suspenseful, and of course it has this as well. And the shocks in Psycho are still plentifully shocking. You know, age has not diminished its power, its impact at all. Oh, the Hulk's coming loose. You don't see any nudie bits. You don't see the knife going in at all, but you think you do. That's all we're going to do for Ben and Herman. You could spend all day on Herman alone, but you're still there, aren't you? Let's have a little look at Max Steiner, the godfather of music. He did King Kong as well, and here it is. The ship, the Venture, has pulled up. Just there's the fog bank island in there. You can hear music, tribal music. So it's not deserted. It was Max Steiner that created leitmotif music designed for that character, this situation, that scenario, this set piece. Music designed for that, what you're watching on screen, and that's what led to modern film scoring. And it's a thunderously epic score for King Kong. Ernest B. Schoedsack and oh god, Cooper, Marion C. Cooper. Hey, I got him. 1933. And I've covered this movie a lot as well. Lots of frantic action in it for the meeting all the poor sailors, hapless sailors meeting nothing but relentlessly bloodthirsty dinosaurs. But we don't see them getting devoured by the giant spiders now, do we? Because that scene's gone. It's gone. You have to wait for Peter Jackson's version to show you that. It's a build. It's dead suspenseful. But you heard John Barry scoring King Kong and how his tribal dance rhythm was in there, all the percussion. But this is Max Steiner's version of all the guys in ape suits dancing around, doing all this. And it will build up. We're doing all the gorilla stomping. The poor native girl is going to be sacrificed just sitting there like that. Brilliant. This is the arrival of Kong. That's them, a great big gong on top of the air, the wall. Boom! I've got to take that dog out. This is quite mixed low. I'm surprised at this. I thought this would be reaching out and pushing me over, but it's not. We haven't got time for it. No, we haven't. However, Max Steiner would also score. They died with their boots on. Well, not even 10 years later, for Errol Flynn. And Olivia de Havilland playing Libby. And this is the final goodbye, where he knows he's going to die. Lead the 7th Cavalry out to their demise against the vast armies of the Sioux and Cheyenne. And he's about to put this jacket on. That one there. And he breaks the pocket watch deliberately so he can't take it with him. So he can leave it with her. And they reminisce about their courtship. And he pretends, oh, I'm going to be a big fat general like so-and-so. Big fat tummy out here. And they laugh, but she knows. But Steiner plays with all the funny memories, but the tragedy, the regiment forming up outside, boots and saddles, the bugle calls, that their time is running out. That's the big fat general. Time is getting on. That's the thing. Time's run out for them. They would appear together in many movies. Errol Flynn and Olivia de Havilland. He says that it's a phrase that he used earlier on when he first meets her. He says, "Walking through life with you, Mom, has been a very gracious thing." You know, we have enjoyed ourselves, haven't we, Libby? Errol Flynn, fucking hell. And they'll have a final embrace. But listen how this all builds. Final goodbye. Ha, as it's called. It's so bittersweet. But that piece is going to be shattered. So delicate, isn't it? Gotta go. And as he walks out, he hits the rocking chair. The door shuts, but the rocking chair still rocks, like his ghost is already there. And Libby swoons and passes out. Stand off here. Boing, drop it down. But of course, the Gary Owens, this is the famous theme, which Custer did incorporate. The Gary Owens it was an Irish jig basically, which got incorporated by certain other regiments, and he adopted it. As a kid, my first memories are watching King Kong, scored by Max Steiner, and then watching this, scored by Max Steiner, and I would parade around humming this tune. Couldn't get it out of my head. And you'll get a full rousing version of it as well, and you get the big Battle of the Little Bighorn, which we'll kind of go on to. Still got one of the greatest massed charges on the big screen. Massive overhead, crane shots of Errol Flynn on horseback leading all the regiments right the way down these meadows and plains, and when the Indians are coming for him and they're surrounded, he orders like halt, and his horse skids on its arse, to a standstill, and it's Errol Flynn riding it. That's a sabre in the air there. This is down mixed again. Doesn't sound very clear at all, does it? The the battle, and it's quite a brutal battle as well. You watch they go with the boots on. That fight at the end, and they're firing arrows, and arrows. They're travelling, and they go into people's backs and all that. Like, cavalryman leaps up, pulls an Indian off his horse, then gets on the horse, and an Indian jumps up and gets him as well. And montage sort of just briefly seen moments. There's war hatchets and tomahawks going down onto cavalrymen's heads. They're getting clubbed and all sorts. Like, it's pretty ruthless for its time. But they're surrounded. It's a really unrealistic depiction of the Battle of the Big Gun. It's completely fake, but it's still great at the same time. But we're almost finished, folks. You'll be pleased to know we've hit the 2 hours and 12 minutes. Jesus Christ, it was only meant to be just a sort of whistle-stop tour. But we're ending with Ernst Wolfgang Korngold. Now, I've got several of his scores. The Seahawk, Captain Blood. Sadly, I can't find them. But we have got a classic, which again stars Errol Flynn and Olivia de Havilland. Of course, it is the adventures of Robin Hood. But let's just see Custard out for the minute. It's Anthony Quinn playing Crazy Horse. Someone getting speared. Oh, God damn it! I'll never get to California now. Steiner would also score the Charge Light Brigade with Errol Flynn and Olivia de Havilland. Again, another epic last stand. Battle of Crimea, Battle of Balaclava, the Crimean conflict campaign. And I've got that, but we haven't got time to play it because we're going to move on. There he is, Eric Wolfgang Korngold, 1897 to 1957. Nope. We're going to move on. Pure pageantry, but really upbeat. This is a fucking great movie. It's the best version of Robin Hood ever. It's so much fun. I know they've got tights on and weird stuff, and they've got silly hats with feathers in them and all that kind of shit. But Errol Flynn is having an absolute blast. Basil Rathbone, who's been his arch enemy in several other movies as well, is really villainously bastardized. Bastardized? That's a new word, folks. But it's so upbeat, jovial, colourful. But there's still people getting their eyes put out and their tongues torn out, and an arrow go poof someone's hand, you know, against a tree. You still get a bit of blood and snot. But our boy's entrance into the Sheriff of Nottingham's, banquet hall, and he's got one of the king's deer, and he's clubbing people with it. And it's all like but it's great. And listen to this, it's just so beautifully OTT and big. It's gone dark, folks. How long have we been doing this? It's fucking night time already. At this rate it'll be Christmas Day. See, it's just fun. there's elements of this which Alex North brought into Dragon Slayer, believe it or not. Like sprightly elements, almost like sort of completely against the overriding brooding quality of the Dragon Slayer score. You have these little sprightly moments which are very corn gold. Anyway, folks, that was just to show off the fact that I can play music now properly and skip from one track to another and do it dead easy without having to like put CDs in and piss around like that with big cumbersome buttons. But folks, there you go. A great new system. So we're back in business. Hopefully at some point I'll be able to retrieve, hopefully, some of the what is now long lost treasures, musical gems which you wouldn't be able to get again. Folks, I have been always Kilt-Man. Please, in the meantime, in this ever musical extravaganza in between time, please keep it Celtic, and I'm going to see you all later. And I'll probably have an even redder face by then. As we approach Christmas, I will be completely ruddy-eyed. Not good. See, there's a bit of Mickey Mousing taking place here. These older movies were very Mickey Moused, but what's wrong with that? You know, I like mice. I could eat several at one go, to be honest. Right, I'm out of here.